Hey everybody, Famous Mex here again. We're a few days away from the NBA draft, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick little mock draft so you can form your own opinions on how this is all going to go, how the draft is going to go down. It's 2 days now. The second round is going to be on a Wednesday, and then coming up on Tuesday, as we all know, the first round of the draft is coming. So, anyways, let's get on with it. Let's start off with the number one pick, who I personally think is going to go there. Just to preface everything, I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy doing this, just recording for fun, but theorizing who these teams could take and kind of thinking about just a little bit of intel, knowing off of social media and how their team is fit wise. This is kind of how I see the whole mock or the whole lottery going. This is just gonna be the lottery picks. Maybe pick 15 for the Bulls. Bulls, as you guys know, are my favorite team. So to get started off with the Wizards, I can see him taking AJ Dembele here. I mean, everybody pretty much knows he's going to go number one. He hasn't really worked out for any teams. He thinks that they all know what he has to give them. But AJ is the answer right here. He had a great season. He's inconsistent a little bit, yes, but out of the options, I think either him or Darren Peterson go number one here. And then for number two, I'm going to go a little bit different. There's some people mocking Darren Peterson at 2. I could see that happening. He's a great player. He's projected to be really good. He's had those rest concerns, which, I mean, nobody really cares about at this point. I'm sure maybe a couple of GMs have been paying attention to that, but other than that, nobody really cares about those rest concerns, the cramps. You just got to fix that. The NBA has the best technicians, best health officers and everything, and PT and physical therapists. They're gonna figure out. They're gonna go to the bottom of it and figure out why that's been happening, and it really won't matter. He's gonna go in these at least the top 4 picks. I doubt he goes any lower than that. But Darren Peterson, I'm not picking him for 2. I personally am gonna go with Cam Boozer. His dad works in the front office, Carlos Boozer, and prior NBA player. He works in the front office there, and he's more than likely going to get picked there by the Jazz. Cam had a great season this year too, but I think they'd rather take Boozer. Yes, they do have a lot of forwards, but I don't know if marketing is going to be them very, very much longer, and maybe they want to have a more winning team, and you put Boozer in there. He probably has a little bit more experience. He brings you a little bit more win now than Darren Peterson, I feel like, will. Next up is the Grizzlies. I think here this is where they don't really take a gamble. They pick the best player available. They take Darren Peterson. Ja, as we all know, is probably going to leave Memphis this offseason or heading early into the season. I doubt he's there starting. So more than likely you're going to want a point guard, and Darren Peterson has said himself that he wants to be a point guard. He projects himself as a point guard in the league. So you take Darren Peterson, you get your starting point guard there for the foreseeable future. Great shooter, great slasher. He's got those cramp issues, and maybe you have a little bit of uncertainty with him there with health protocols, but honestly, you take best player available there, even though on number 4 we're going to go Caleb Wilson for the Bulls. You need that star player coming out of North Carolina. He's going to be an athletic freak. He's projected to be an athletic freak. He's got crazy dunks. He plays good defense. You take him and you go for upside there. The Bulls, with their new GM, they're looking for upside. They're looking for that athleticism, and Caleb is probably the most athletic player in this draft. There's a few others that are a little bit more athletic, but pound per pound star player, you take Caleb with this number 4 spot. I don't see the Bulls going any differently. They could, but we'll see how their new GM's philosophy goes. Number 5 with the Los Angeles Clippers. Honestly, you could take Keaton Wagler out of Illinois. I think they go with Darius Akuff Jr. here. just for shooting upside, they need a good point guard there. So he's projected to be a great shooter. You take him, you solve your shooting problems, you get a little bit more youth from that Ivica Zubac trade. Coming up next for the Brooklyn Nets, honestly, I think you take Michael Brown Jr. here. You really want somebody that's going to lead the team. And with Julius Randle now in the Brooklyn Nets, I mean, you get Claxton off that team, you get Julius Randle coming in, you want somebody that's able to lead the team, somebody that's going to go out there and space the floor, and Michael Brown's going to do that. You got Yemen on the team, but Michael Brown brings a little bit of a different skill set out there. Pairing him up with MPJ and Julius Randle might seem a little unorthodox at first, but you really want that lead guard out there. He can really shoot from downtown too, so he'll be a good guard to pair up with that team right there. And right here with pick number 7, honestly, I think the Kings go with versatility and youth for this. They have a lot of aging veterans at guard, so I think they take one of the best remaining guards left in the draft at this point. Then in the mock draft, they take Braden Berries right here if it's who they're left with. He's going to be a good shooter. He's versatile. He's projecting to be a good shooter. He has a decent sample size, but he projects to be pretty good, shooting just under 40%. And honestly, you take that and he gets trained up by the veterans and Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine teaches him just the scoring mindset, and get Russell Westbrook with the all-around physicality. And I think you get you have a good core to really affect him and bring up his efficiency and just show him the ropes. At pick number 8, I'm going to go ahead and say that the Hawks take Keaton Wagler right here. He's probably the best guard left at this point. You got Kingston Flemings that will be drafted around this point too, but Keaton Wagler had a great year in Illinois. He showed that he can be a good lead guard. His athleticism is still a little bit questioned, but you take that gamble on pick 8. He shows the playmaking ability, and he shows that he's a good scorer. It's still, he struggles against physical guards and physical players, but you hope that his game translates, and he has good basketball IQ, so you know he's going to work at it. Now, we all know that Dusty May is heading to the Dallas Mavericks as their new coach, and that may end up with them drafting a Michigan player right here. Honestly, I think they go Ade Mara right here. He's a good center. You can pair him up with Cooper Flagg. He can have that good shot blocking center right behind him on defense, and hey, you can throw him a couple of lobs up there on offense too, and maybe he'll develop that outside shot a bit more, and you might end up with a really good shot blocking and kind of similar to Donovan Clingan, a little bit slower footed, but that'd be a nice player to pair up next to Cooper Flagg. I think they take Ade Mara right here, especially with the new coach. Maybe he has a good say in it, and they bring a nice center to play alongside Cooper as Gafford and as Gafford has kind of worked his way out of the rotation. You bring in a nice center, a nice young center to pair up with Cooper Flagg. Well, the Bucks, as we know, have just traded Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Heat. So with pick number 10 here, I think they take Nate Ament. You're kind of hoping that he brings what Giannis brought to the team, and he'll bring athleticism. He's kind of been compared to Noah Senge from the Bulls. Noah Senge hasn't really played much in the league, but you hope that he brings a lot of athleticism to the team that Giannis is kind of leaving as he goes to the Heat. Giannis is super athletic, and you hope that he develops that fluidity. But then you have another pick coming up with pick 13 because of the Giannis trade, and that gives you a little bit of flexibility. Yeah, you might take Nate right here with the 10th overall pick, but then on 13 you can take a little bit more of a safe pick with this gamble right here at number 10. Number 11 right here for the Warriors. I feel like they take somebody a little bit more proven. They take Yaxel Lindeborg out of Michigan. He's got that championship pedigree already. It'd be great to bring to the Warriors. You pair him up with Steph Curry. He's projected to be, best case scenario, a sort of Paul George kind of player. Like we've seen Cam Reddish come in and have a similar build and athletic profile as Paul George, and we've never seen that. We never saw that blossom. But Axel Lendenborg, he's a little bit more consistent. He's higher up there in age, but with that comes experience. He's played a lot longer, but that experience will help him flourish. And playing in a place such as Golden State, he'll be able to show that more with that championship pedigree. He'll really be bringing that experience to the team, and that's something that I feel like Golden State would appreciate, as they've taken older rookies before. Pick number 12, going to the Thunder. I feel like they take somebody with needing a little bit more development. That's kind of how this team works. They let them work their way through the rotation. I think they take Kareem Lopez. He's just got that potential that's really brimming, coming to the brim, and you take him and hope that he shows he shows a little bit more fluidity. You hope that experience in the NBL helps him, and they really like those players that can do multiple things, that have strong physical tools. With J-Dub kind of struggling on that team, you want to bring somebody in that can develop tools and maybe help you move away from a player like that kind of struggled and has had a lot of injury concerns. And he can do a little bit of everything out there, so he might enhance that team. On to pick number 13. I think you take another strong player that's gonna fill out that defense that Giannis and Bobby Portis are leaving. You want to go more in the youth movement. You take Morez Johnson Jr., very athletic. He has a long wingspan, and he'll fill out that role that you really need. You want somebody that's going to come in and fill that void that Giannis is leaving. You get two strong players. You need Nate Ament to kind of fill out his frame a little bit more, but Morris Johnson's he's already got that frame filled out. He'll be out there like a wrecking ball. So he's strong. He might not have a jumper, but Giannis doesn't really have one. He developed it a little bit, but you get a strong player, fill that void that Giannis and Bobby Portis are leaving, and it might work out for them right there. Falling deep into the draft, pick number 14. I think they take another creator right here on pick number 14. The Charlotte Hornets will take Kingston Flemings. You need a good shooter out there. He's going to be somebody that's going to be another off-ball creator and just kind of be a little bit of a release valve for LaMelo. And he'll be a big guard out there. He'll play well. He'll slot into that offense, and he'll be a good scorer. So you kind of just add a little bit more fire to that bench along with Kobe White. See what he brings you. Lastly, for pick number 15, going a little outside of that lottery, I think the Bulls, this last pick that I'm going to mock, is the Bulls will take Cameron Carr if he's still up on the board. He shoots pretty good from three, but he's very athletic. You want to add a little bit more athleticism to the team. That's kind of how Bryson Graham's identity is. That slap mindset with the athleticism and size. And Cameron Carr's got a good wingspan. He's very athletic, and he has good scoring skills. He just kind of needs to polish them a little bit more. And he's very athletic, but he'll see a bit more physicality that he'll have to deal with. But overall, he can blossom. He'll have a lot of mobility on the team, and Bulls don't really have a great athletic shooting guard on the team, and he can come off the bench and add a little bit of a scoring punch right there. Alright, well that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Those are the picks I think the teams will make if faced in those situations. Obviously, it could be very different. We never know. Just while filming this, Giannis was traded, and the Bucks picked up another pick, and just like that, they have more flexibility out there. And as we know, Julius Randle was also traded, so anything could happen between now and the draft, and it's unpredictable, really. How big that Giannis trade was, it was crazy, because it shifts a lot of dominoes into place, and there's probably more coming in the coming days. But I appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be back with more soon. Peace.